Welcome to Physical Education with Mr. Burr. If you're in 8th grade, we welcome you back. And if you're a new student and you're not familiar with me, I'm Mr. Burr. If you're in 7th grade, you've seen me from a distance, and so therefore, we welcome you to 7th grade physical education class. It's Wednesday, you're at home, and it feels a little different. We're going to catch you up to speed with what yesterday's groups had a chance to cover. And I'd like to start out with a little bit of a personal overview, just so you can kind of get to know me. So with that, this past summer I had a chance to go on a date with my wife. There was a Viper that drove near us and pulled over into a parking lot. I felt determined. I needed to get a picture. Not only did I get a picture, I got a tour, a chance to sit in, to start it up, and to potentially even drive it. Wow! Think about being determined this year in tough situations. I've got a family that I care about a lot. Mason's our oldest, who's going into 9th grade. Katie's going into 7th grade. Allie's going into 5th grade. And Gavin is our 3rd grader. All filled with energy, love movement, and I love spending time with them. Also, I'm married to my beautiful wife, Amy, for 18 years. I'm so blessed to have her. She's an unbelievable part of our family, does an amazing job for our children, as well as gives me some unbelievable stories as a trauma nurse for health class. I've also faced some adversity this past summer, had shoulder surgery, and as of today, I am 7 weeks out of surgery. So I still have about 4 months left until I can actually begin to throw any kind of an object, but I had a torn labrum as well as a bicep tendon. And so this is pictures of inside of my shoulder during the surgery and what it looked like. So I've got a lot of work ahead of me. While I'm asking you to work, we kind of are going to work together at getting better. If you are permitted to use social media and you want to follow me, my Instagram handle is @CoachMattBurr. I try and put on some inspiring and motivational things from time to time. Our minds need to be fed positive things. There's a lot of crazy stuff out there. And so with that, if you have a chance to follow, that'd be great. Love to motivate you. Curriculum this year needs to fall into 2 categories. One is we want to develop some responsible behavior. You'll learn that throughout the year, but that will help us to have a lot of enjoyment and fun. I love to have fun in phys ed. You got to enjoy what we're doing. So what are we going to be doing in class? If you take a look, there's units of instruction. We've got fitness testing in the fall and spring. We've got tennis, basketball. We've got a new unit called MCL Creation. We're going to do some training and some cycling indoors and outdoors. We've got a weight training unit that we do, badminton, climbing wall, flag football, and yes, we give the liberty from recreational games from time to time if we've got some extra moments here or there to do some fun stuff as well. Your grading this year is on 4 different things. The first is your attitude, effort, and class participation. Second is written assessments, there's skill tests, and then there's a uniform grade. Essentially, if you show up to class, you've got an attitude that says, man, what are we doing today? I'm willing to participate. I've got my uniform on. Your grade should take care of itself, meaning you should do fairly well. There is some written pieces that you'll take care of, and there's some skill tests. Please don't stress out about it. But for the most part, you should do fairly well in phys ed class. Our daily procedures that you can expect is we've got 3 minutes to change at the beginning of class. Happens pretty quick. We're going to lock our items up. We're going to follow directions on the door, which you'll see in a little while. We'll take attendance. We'll go to class. We've got 3 minutes at the end to change, and then we'll dismiss you. The procedures in the locker room look slightly different this year because of our COVID policies that we've got. And so we'll be changing clothes in 2 waves. There'll be a first wave and a second wave just to allow more space in the locker room. We will hand sanitize at the beginning and end of class, and we will sanitize our equipment, and we'll walk you through all of that and what it looks like for each unit. If you're wondering about the uniform, there are multiple options for you to consider. If you've got one that fits from last year still, then great, you're all set. But just a reminder, it needs to be either a maroon or black pair of shorts. Your t-shirt can either be gray or white. Keep in mind, if the gray shirt is plain, that's acceptable, but you may also have a gray shirt that has something Mannheim Central on it. The white t-shirt may not be a plain white shirt. We have co-ed units that we teach. We might be outside. We might actually be in the middle of a spritz or start of a rain where we got to work in, and we're avoiding uncomfortable situations with wet shirts. And so make sure that if your white shirt has something Mannheim Central on it, if that's what you're choosing to use. Athletic socks are important, as well as sneakers. We have a disclaimer, and this disclaimer actually just says there is no official location that you need to buy the uniform. I know Longeneckers sells uniforms, and the tricky part there is that they have maroon t-shirts. Do not buy maroon t-shirts. You can buy a gray shirt there. You can buy a white shirt there. Maroon shorts or black shorts, we're fine with that. But you have the liberty to go to a Target, to Dick's Sporting Goods. You can go online to Amazon and find the cheapest pair of black or maroon shorts that you want and find a very cheap plain gray t-shirt. We're trying to make it as easy as possible for our families. Here are some examples of acceptable and not acceptable. Here are some examples of t-shirts that are acceptable and not acceptable. Again, you may have the plain gray, but we're just not allowing plain white. I love Penn State. In fact, when I cut, sometimes I even bleed blue. But we are not allowing large decals all over t-shirts. You'll see there's an Adidas shirt here. If you had an Under Armour, Adidas, Nike shirt, and it has a tiny little decal in the left or right corner of the t-shirt, I would accept that. The safest thing to do is if you are purchasing something, keep the tags on, bring it in, ask me, will this work? And when I give you the thumbs up, we can remove the tags. Otherwise, you would be allowed to return the items that would not work and not be out money. Just a reminder that sneakers should have something that you can tie. You can see on the right, boots aren't going to work. Sandals, Crocs, slide on of some sort that doesn't have laces. We need to be able to secure the shoes we're wearing. As it gets colder, feel free to bring a sweatshirt, or you can even bring sweatpants. You can wear something underneath your shorts. We will not be wearing just leggings, but the sweatshirts do not have to be Mannheim Central related. They can be any sweatshirt that's school appropriate that can go over a t-shirt. As far as uniform goes, this is the policy that we use. A uniform violation is when you miss a uniform. It's possible to get half of a uniform violation. Realize right now that you get 50 points per marking period. In fact, already in the grading program, you will see that you have a 50 out of 50 and you didn't do anything yet. They're your points to lose. So you do get one warning per marking period. And a warning would be you forgot your shorts and your shirt. You could get a half a warning. I forgot my t-shirt, but I've got my shorts. Once you have used your warning up, then the uniform violations begin. So every time that you miss, you will be deducted 10 points. So let's just say I forgot my shorts and my t-shirt, I get my warning. The next class I come in and I forgot my t-shirt and my shorts again. Now I have a uniform violation and I lose 10 points on my 50-point grade. It's possible to only lose 5 points if I brought my shorts but I forgot my t-shirt. If you forget, please come to my office. Let me know right up front. Ask me if you could please borrow a clean pair of shorts and t-shirt. We do laundry and we have them available. The good news is each marking period we start this process all over. Please keep in mind that there is no gum during class. I know that I don't have hair for it to get stuck in, but I don't want you choking as well as losing gum and getting it stuck in other people's hair as well as on our equipment. When you're done at the end of class, if you'd like great breath and you want to put it back in, I'm fine with you putting a piece of gum in at the end of class, but just we ask that you stay safe during class. MedMan is something just to consider right now. We take a medical kit with us, and we'll show you what that looks like. But I appreciate if some different individuals from time to time can share the load, just to make sure we have our medical kit everywhere we go. There's a sign on my door going into the locker room that you'll see. That sign helps you understand what to do for the day. Above where it says Mr. Burr, it says inside. On the other side, it says outside. There is a list of things underneath my name, and whatever is checked, you can follow. So this will help me help you. Instead of 30 learners asking me questions every single class period about, are we going outside? Do we need to change clothes? When you walk into my locker room, you'll be able to see, hey, we're staying inside today. I don't need to change clothes, and I need to go to the gymnasium and sit in my squad. So that will help you follow and be prepared. There are a couple different types of excuses. There's a doctor's excuse, a parent excuse, and a nurse's excuse. The doctor's excuse is probably the more severe one. Let's just say that you broke your pinky and you went to the doctor. They give you a splint and they give you a note saying no phys ed for 6 weeks. That literally means you will need to sit in a corner, watch our class, exercise, and move for 6 weeks. That gets boring pretty quick. Please ask your doctor if there's things that you can do. I can modify. I can do a lot of stuff with a broken pinky. And so I will respect the healing process of whatever the injury is, and sometimes it warrants you not being able to participate. But we'll do our best to try and keep you engaged in class. Maybe you are not feeling well, and you bring a parent excuse. And maybe the excuse says something like, my son isn't feeling well. If he's not feeling better by block 2, please excuse him from phys ed class. We're fine with that. The nurse also has the right to give you an excuse. All I ask is, unless it's an emergency, that you would come to me first and ask to go to the nurse so that I know where you're at and I can also give you a pass. Well, as we close things out, just want to let you know that I am pumped because PE rocks. Exercise can be so much fun. I look forward to working with you this year and motivating you to be the best you possibly can. We're going to see you next week. Feel free to bring your uniform or a pair of shorts and t-shirt if you have it. We're going to be giving you your locks and locker assignments. Take care, stay safe, get your work done.